Welcome back. The key features of the zoo, other than the snakes, is the ringmaster of collection, and that's Jim Harrison, the assistant director of the Kentucky Reptile Zoo, but also the man responsible for collecting the venom from the snakes.
Well, I started working with venomous snakes when I was very young, about too young, and I met up with Dr. Sherman Minton and Mike Good from the Columbus Zoo, and they kind of got me straightened out a little bit. But I've been extracting venom for 41 years. I've had 9 accidents while extracting, and I average about 600 to 1,000 extractions a week.
And though Jim and the Kentucky Reptile Zoo promote the utmost safety, he's had his fair share of unfortunate interactions with venomous snakes.
I've had 9 accidents while extracting, and I average about 600 to 1,000 extractions a week. The bites have left me with some scar tissue. I lost a tip of one finger. The finger I've lost the most of actually isn't from a snake bite, but was crushed by a weightlifting bench, and they put a plastic joint in. It didn't last. This finger here, the tip of this finger, is from a desert horn viper from Saudi Arabia. The venom actually digested the finger. Gaseous gangrene started, and we had to have it amputated. After it was amputated, I actually dissected it, and the bone was actually dissolved by the venom. It was completely gone. This thumb that's shorter than the other one, that's a compression from kickboxing. That has nothing to do with snakes. I caught it on somebody's knee. So these 2 fingers are from a western diamondback rattlesnake bite, and that's where a cage malfunctioned and a snake came up and hit me with 2 fangs in the finger. And these were very necrotic. They were black and blue, and they almost had to amputate them, but the hand surgeons decided that they wanted to keep it.
We got the opportunity to watch Jim milk about 20 to 30 snakes during our visit. This time is very popular for locals and visitors to come watch the process and learn important facts about the snakes and reasons for collecting the venom. Each of the snakes to be milked are arranged in individual containers. He then proceeds to secure them with a long hook that he then uses to stabilize the snake so he can get a good, safe grasp. He immobilizes the tail under his arm and then uses the edge of a glass funnel to extract the venom from the snake. Each snake may only contribute a very small amount, and each drop is like gold. But with 600 to 900 milkings a week, they are able to provide venom to companies around the world, developing tests, doing research, and potentially saving lives.
Snake venoms are used in all kinds of medicine research and have been used to make medicines in the past. ACE inhibitors were developed from Bothrops jiraca, which is a lance-headed viper from Brazil, and now is made synthetically. But we are looking at cancer research using South American rattlesnake venom. We're looking at tests for clotting factors are using snake venoms. The test for lupus is made right here. We use Brussels viper venom that we sell to a company that makes the test for lupus. So snake venoms have a lot of different potentials. One of the others is for pain meds, to end opiate addiction type things. They feel that they can make some of the neurotoxins available so that they would work better than morphine. Personally, somebody to say it can be not addictive, there's physiological and psychological addiction, so I'm not going to say it could never be addictive, but it appears to be a lot easier to use that for pain meds. The problem with snake venoms and using them in medicines is that all snake venoms have spreading factors, and you have to isolate that spreading factor so you don't kill your host. If I put the venom into a cancer cell, it will destroy a cancer cell, but it also then destroys the rest of the person. So there are people in Europe right now that are looking at nanobombs, putting little nano technology into the cancer cell, and then the venom destroys the cancer cell, and then the little bomb destroys the venom so that it doesn't spread through the host.
And it's not just the raw venom that they have on hand. They also keep antivenom from around the world to have on hand in case of a bite from one of the exotic venomous creatures they have here.
We maintain antivenom here for all of the different snakes that we have. So, for example, this is antivenom from the Thai Red Cross, and this is their neuropolyvalent. So this is good for cobras, kraits, king cobras, and they have it. The boxes are kind of fun because it's in English on one side. You can see they have the pictures of the different snakes that it will work for, and then on the other side it's in Thai. We are doing everything with the snakes that we tell people not to do. We're handling them on a regular basis. Jim is extracting venom, which is about the most dangerous thing you can do with a snake. And so our risk for getting bit by a snake is very high. It would be really irresponsible of us to have all of these animals and not have the safety net, basically, to work with them. It would be similar to driving a car without insurance or without wearing your seatbelt or riding a horse without a helmet. It's just would be very, it would just be very stupid, frankly, for us to not have antivenom here. So we maintain it for everything that we can. There are a few species that there is no antivenom for. For those, we have a plan. We also try to stay really educated about snakebite. We attend the conferences that are held every couple years on snakebite management. And we also have a pretty good list of snakebite consultants that we can call if we have a bite here. So, so far we've had very good success treating our bites. I have to give a shout out to UK because their doctors have done really well by us, taking care of us when we've been bitten.
With all of these poisonous snakes, they remind us that bites in the wild are very rare, but if it happens, you need to take proper steps.
In the United States, the only approved antivenom right now is Crofab. And next year, there should be an additional type of antivenom available, which is the Bioclone antivenom. And it'll be nice to have choices. Crofab has a few issues. It was approved on a very small number of cases, and for good reason. We needed to have an antivenom, and the old polyvalent that was made by Wyeth was not being made anymore, so we needed to have something. But there's been a few cases where people had a coagulopathy that was not corrected by lots of antivenom, like 50 or 100 vials in a couple of cases, and that can be a dangerous situation. So having an option available will be a very good thing.
So next time you come across a snake, give him or her some room and let them move on. They have very important work to do with the role in the environment and potentially saving lives, especially if they find a home at the Kentucky Reptile Zoo. It's been a great afternoon at the Kentucky Reptile Zoo, and from Slade, Kentucky, I've gotten all kinds of great information on snakes and why they are important parts of our environment and how they're being used to help save lives around the region and around the world. But in the end, this is probably about as dangerous a snake that I feel comfortable holding. That's all the time we have for this episode of StantonMD. I invite you to join the conversation, StantonMD.com. Also on our Facebook page, StantonMD Everyday Medicine. I also invite your comments and suggestions, youreverydayMedicine@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter, @EverydayMed. We'll try to keep you up to date on healthcare information and things to help keep your family safe and healthy. Until next time, I'm Dr. Ryan Stanton, and this has been StantonMD.